Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Mendel Center Connections. I'm Grace Kelmer from the Mendel Center, and today we're going to be talking about the Benton Harbor Library. But before we do, I just want to make it very clear that we at the Mendel Center do believe that Black Lives Matter, and we are with the entire Black community, especially in our local area, George Floyd and everyone, all of the victims of racially motivated violence and police violence. So just wanted to start with that. And it seems like a great time to be talking with one of the prominent Benton Harbor organizations today. And so I have with me, I'd like to introduce Kat Boyer. Hi, Kat.
Hi.
So what is it that you do at the Benton Harbor Library?
I am the director of the library, which means I'm in charge of the whole library.
That's awesome. And how long have you been there?
I've worked here since 2004. I've been director. I was interim director in 2014 and then became full director later.
Oh, very cool. Okay. So we actually got to know each other through an event that happens at the Mendel Center called Fandom Fest. So while we'll talk about the library some and what's happening right now in this time where we're all, for the most part, still staying at home, but also we have this cool Fandom Fest event that's supposed to happen in April. So can you tell us a little bit about that event too?
Oh, definitely. Well, today was the first day libraries could choose to be open. It's been kind of a thing. We haven't necessarily, it was a little unusual which groups we were in, and then all of a sudden we were in retail, so not every library is ready to open its doors today. So we're here for our first day, getting the library safe for all of our patrons to come back, and we can't wait for that. The first thing we're going to do when we're in the building, obviously we'll answer the phone, do reference calls. We're going to start doing curbside service shortly, so people can call or email. We're going to set up a special email and a special phone number, or we'll even have paper forms outside, and they can request books, or they can request like librarians choosing. If they like fantasy or sci-fi, and they're just not sure what they want, romance, beach reads, young adult, anything like that, we will pick some books for them.
That is so cool. I love that idea. Yeah, you can't come in and browse yourself, or you don't feel comfortable coming into the building itself. Yeah, you can just ask for recommendation. That's awesome.
I'm really excited to try this, and we do, even if you don't have a card, we do have books that can be checked out without a card, so even if you don't have one, we can still curbside you.
Cool. And then does your library have reciprocal membership with the St. Joe Library or any of the other ones?
We do with St. Joe Library, and city residents, Benton Charter Township residents, have to pay at St. Joe. St. Joe is reciprocal here. And anyone that has a My Library card, so it's MI Library, that's like Coloma and Waterville and libraries across the state. There's a website, and we do have a list upstairs. So we can reciprocal borrow with multiple other libraries.
Cool. So do you know yet if like the community rooms upstairs will be opening now as well, or are you just going to start with books?
For now, it's just going to be staff, and then we're going to go to curbside, and then we'll have limited people in the building, and then eventually we're going to get to where we'll have the meeting rooms and the children's department and things like that open. But we're just going to take it slowly to make sure everybody stays as safe as they can.
Yep. Awesome. Yeah, I love to hear that. Yeah. Cool. So are there any programs that you're kind of thinking about what might happen in the fall, or anything that specifically that you know is going to hold off until 2021 or anything like that?
One program we're going to do, no matter what, is the summer reading program. We're doing that online. And I know some other programs have gone online. Speaking of our convention, actually, Fandom Fest had to get postponed, and it will be held off until 2021, which we talked about it. Like Gen Con and some other events have actually done virtual conventions, but we really want to keep ours in person. And so we thought we might still interact with people online and try to build up the anticipation. But Fandom Fest will come back April 2021.
Awesome. Yeah, looking forward to that. That's it's happened a couple years in a row now out at the Mendel Center. It's such a fun event. It's like basically enthusiasts of any type of fandom or like pop culture in general, like either card games, board games, comic books. What am I missing? There's so much.
And cosplay. We have a cosplay contest, and we had one young man come as like Iron Man on stilts one year. That was amazing. I hope they can attend next year. we are going to have a group called This Podcast is Haunted. They are a podcast that was actually featured in Bustle magazine, and one of the hosts is actually local.
Oh, cool.
But they do all sorts of haunted and supernatural and actually really interesting histories. They've talked about like cannibalism history, circus history, haunted Stephen King like hotel history. So it's really fun, and it fits really well with libraries because one of the young women she works in a museum. So museums and libraries are like sister communities. And then we had a cosplay event we were going to do, not just a cosplay contest, but talking about how to make cosplay. And we hope that will happen next year because cosplay is just so fun and there are so many levels. I didn't even realize what went into it. I've cosplayed as one of my D&D characters, technically Pathfinder, but whatever.
Pathfinder, so yeah. I gotcha. Love to educate the world.
Yeah. And she was really fun to put together, and it's really fun to let my character come to life. Speaking of D&D, that is something that we have at Fandom Fest. If people are interested in playing and have never played, they can learn how to create their own character and sit down in an event and actually learn to play.
Very cool.
So that's been gaining a lot of traction in libraries, D&D has, and I also see that as being a really good fit because in D&D you create your own world. You literally imagine your own story, and that's our summer reading program theme. So it's like a perfect tie-in for libraries.
Yeah, you're working with your friends to help create a world together.
Oh, yeah. And you can make some of the craziest backstories. Like the character I cosplay is Mrs. Fox Frizzleby, and she's a rat folk alchemist who embalmed a recently dead cat, and it's her best friend, and she talks to it all the time.
Cool. Oh my gosh, yeah, that's really fun. Lots of fun tie-in too. I'm glad that the library is able to help facilitate some of these things that maybe kids or people of any age might be doing at home, and then bring them into books, and then they can explore stories that are already written too.
That's one thing. I know all the libraries are changing their summer reading program, obviously, in this culture this pandemic culture we're in. But we're trying to explore ways that people can interact with libraries without just reading. Reading is great. Reading is amazing. But we have DVDs. You could give us a book review. You can write a story. You can make your own character. You can do all these things. And we're going to give you credit for different things like that because it's more about interacting with your library community than just reading books.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, I think that's really neat. I wasn't aware of that. So it's fun that the libraries are moving in that direction together. Is there anything that people can do right now to support the Benton Harbor Library?
You can always call and email us. We always take donations. But just use our library. Have some patience with us because this is all new. And it's kind of on my shoulders, and I'm doing what I can, but I am not an epidemiologist, so I just play when at the library. So we're doing what we can, but once we open our doors, come visit us, check books out online, email us, review stuff, visit our Facebook page, which is Benton Harbor Public Library, and just keep talking about us, keep thinking about us, and keep talking to us.
We will. It's very cool. Yeah, everyone should definitely check out the Facebook page and the website, and check out the curbside delivery. That seems like a really nice way to help ease people back in safely.
Yep.
The library has to offer. So
I'm excited for it. Fresh air.
Oh my gosh, fresh air is amazing. It's been nice with the weather getting better to actually get outside some as well.
Oh, I know.
That's good.
Yeah.
Have we missed anything?
Not that I can think of, but I mean, we're here. Even when we're not, you can still reach us. So if anyone has questions, they can just call or email.
Wonderful. All right. Well, thanks for connecting with me today. And I look forward to seeing you in person sometime down the road, hopefully not too far away.
Yeah. Thank you for inviting me.
You're welcome.
Bye. Bye.